Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Walk in Transformation brought to you by RHCG Motivation. My name is Richard Coles, and I'm so pleased to have you back here for yet another episode. Remember right now that because they are opening up the stores and the restaurants and everything little bit by little bit, just remember that it's still necessary to practice the principles that we've been practicing to keep us as safe as we can be. Continue to wash your hands multiple times a day. Continue to wear that face mask. I know that thing is uncomfortable and annoying, and I know it gets hot. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of us, and I say us because I'm in this as well, there are a lot of us that are discovering that, wow, my breath does stink sometimes. It's just a natural part of living. So, that's all right. Thank God for all the different brands of mouthwash and just a good old plain and simple toothbrush and toothpaste. But at any rate, looking back over the years, I know that by now in my life, I would be so super highly successful beyond my wildest imagination with all of the material things I could ever desire had I not picked up some of the habits that I picked up along the way. One of the things that I know is that I would have already written numerous books on success and happiness. I would be financially free beyond my wildest imagination to follow my heart and my life purpose. In short, I would be one of the examples of how to stay on course and not be dragged mercilessly by distraction into an unexciting, uninspiring, dull, and routine life. I assure you, there is so much more to this thing called life that you're experiencing right now. And let's help you get to that. Now, the reality is that moi, I am one of the examples of what it is like to get way off course and then finally get back on course before it's too late. Yeah, before it's too late. You see, I had reached a point in my life where I was pretty successful and had the beautiful house, had the beautiful car, and I had a bunch of fair weather friends around me because of the money that I was making at the time. And interestingly enough, when I stopped spending money on them at the bars or at the restaurants or at the clubs or wherever I was, the fair weather friends, well, they disappeared like the rain disappears and the sunshine appears afterward. So, if this chapter is a chapter in your life that feels like this is the last chapter because of the pain, failure, loss of love or family or both, look up and you will see that this is not the last chapter. Because again, if you can look up, you can get up. All you have to do, my friend, is just make it to the next chapter. And how do you make it to the next chapter? By turning the page. You see, you must end this chapter in a way that will lead you to a better one. So I urge you not to try and move too fast. I know what it's like to feel like everyone has passed you by. And I know what it's like to feel like you just want to catch up. That is a very self-destructive way to think. Now, when we look around at everyone else that has stayed closer to their intended course and we seem so far behind, we feel so far behind, we become depressed or even desperate or even we start to panic. The truth is there is no such thing as being off course. The course we are on, the course you have chosen in your life, no matter where you are right now, that is the course that you have chosen. Therefore, it is the course that you are supposed to be on. Now, the gift we have been given is that we can decide where this course will lead with the choices that we make. We look at successful, happy, and prosperous people, and we long for the lives that they lead. But what we ignore is the fact that these people have the principle of momentum or cosmic habit force working in their favor. Now, we also, and I'll say those of you, whoever is experiencing a life or a lifestyle that you really are tired of and want to change, you have momentum or cosmic habit force working for you as well. It's just working in a way that is not desirable for you. Oh, yeah, you can say that I didn't intend for my life to turn out this way, and I hear you. But the proof is in the pudding. See, because your actions, your habits, all of that has acted in concert to create exactly the life that you're living right now. But great news, newsflash. You can change that at any moment. It does not take years or decades, even for that matter, weeks for you to change your mind and for you to change your decision and for you to change your choices. Now, this principle of momentum that will start to serve us very well as we develop continuous, consistent, focused movement toward our vision. Remember, we talked about that in the last 2 episodes. The truth is that catching up never happens, my friend. You cannot get time back. The glory days are gone. Give up on them. They're finished. It's okay to talk about them every now and then, but you're never going to feel what you felt back then because it's in the past. That's why it is called the past. The past is history. Tomorrow or the future is a mystery. The present or today is all we have. And that's why it is called the present, because it is a gift to us. And this gift, we can unwrap and look at it to be whatever we want it to be. What you can do is start moving forward today toward where you really want to be, the way you really want to feel, and how you feel you ought to be. Where is that? It is exactly wherever you want to be. It is exactly whatever you want to be. Never call yourself a failure or success based on where other people are in their lives. There are just too many different variables to consider. You have only failed once you stop trying, once you give up. Now, when you have done that, when you have stopped trying, when you give up, you might as well, the next step, you might as well just pull the dirt into the hole on top of you because you're already dead. You just have not laid down yet. But guess what? You're not dead yet. You always have a chance. If you have a heartbeat, you got a chance at the title. But you're going to have to decide right here, right now, that you will be happy, no matter what it takes, no matter who says otherwise. After all, happiness, your happiness, is a personal decision. It's a choice that you must choose for yourself. It's a commitment you must make to yourself in the face of obstacles, trials, and mistakes. A friend of mine once said that insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. Man, that is so very true. You cannot change what you are getting until you change what you are doing. Well, how do you change what you're doing, you say? Well, you cannot change what you are doing until you change what you are thinking. Now, this applies to every area of life, not just financial or material. I have a friend who's been married for more than 35 years. That's 35 years, man. That's a long time. He's got a beautiful family, a couple of nice cars and a really nice home, and a nice stretch of land that his home is on. He's made a pretty good life for himself and his family. Is he happy? Yeah, he's happy. He's very happy. And not because of what he has, but because of who he has become. Now, I can say that I am happy too. All of the things that contribute to his inner sense of happiness are the same things that are contributing to my personal inner sense of happiness right now. Integrity, dependability, honesty, the absence of arrogance. I'm still working on that one too, because it's not like a light switch. You just flip it off and on. But having a sincere desire to contribute whatever good I can to the life of another person. Uncompromising commitment, love, and compassion. In fact, I celebrate his success. I was very, very envious of this man in his life for a long time because I wanted what he had. Whenever we talked, I would express how happy I was for him, but deep down inside, man, I was jealous, envious, and I just thought that it was unfair that he could be happy and I was not. But it never occurred to me that the difference was in our habits of thought. He chose happiness. I chose unhappiness. Now, if you would have told me that I was choosing unhappiness at the time, I would have argued you down with every fiber of my being. But I chose unhappiness by the habits that I was following, by the thinking that I continued to nourish or pour my thoughts over. In addition to that, I had no idea that I was the one blocking my own good by telling myself subconsciously that I could not be happy unless I had what someone else had. Follow me on this. To celebrate the success of another is to enthusiastically invite success into your world. And success loves a good invitation. Now, the quickest way to negate any success that may be coming your way is to harbor feelings of envy, jealousy, hatred, or suspicion toward those you know who are succeeding in their chosen fields of endeavor, or even in everyday life. When you have those feelings, you are saying to yourself on a subconscious level and to the universe that you do not believe that there is enough for you to have success also. And that is just not true. Our possibilities are unlimited. They're only limited by the way that we think. Wherever you put your attention, whatever you put your attention on will continue to manifest in your life. So you continue to create the reality for yourself of being someone who will always envy the success of others if you're envious. You will always put yourself in a position to celebrate, to feel great about celebrating the success of others if you celebrate the success of others. And guess what? Success starts to move toward you. Whatever you feel success is, it will start moving towards you. Because success loves someone that knows how to hug, and you have to hug success. So, always remember that energy grows where energy goes. Celebrate the success of others, and you invite success to your front door. After all, like I said, success loves a good invitation. So this has been Richard Coles of RHCG Motivation, and I was just wanting to speak with you just for a moment on straightening out a couple of areas that may be, I guess, in need of a little bit of grease. It's always the squeaky wheel that gets the grease, and it's our attitude that determines our altitude. With that, as usual, I speak health, wealth, purpose, and prosperity into your lives right here, right now. And may you continue to walk in your own transformation, because you really can walk with yourself. Thank you, and have a fantastic, fantastic day on purpose. I'll talk to you next time This is RCG Motivation and Richard Coles. We are out of here for now.